Hi again, everyone. My name is Alan York for LibertyFlames.com. Liberty men's basketball team, 2 final regular season home games coming up on Thursday and on Saturday, joined by point guard Jesse Sanders. And Jesse, on Wednesday, you were able to talk to the convocation crowd, imploring them to come out to the games this weekend. How big are these 2 games coming up?
Huge for us. It's the last time to get some momentum running in the conference tournament. Not only does it affect what seed we are going into the tournament, whether or not we'll have an extra game, but the momentum of how we're playing, the kind of energy we have going into the tournament.
I think you made a great point during Convo this week about it's not how you start, not in the middle, but it's how you finish. And this team right now is finishing pretty strong.
Yes, sir. But it's that's what you remembered, the run you make at the end, the finish, that statement, and so that's what we've been wanting to build towards all year. And you got to take each practice day at a time and each game day at a time, but you want to take that approach and have it build into something bigger. So we're nearing the end, and it's important that we finish each and every day, every opportunity in the best way possible.
And you got things to play for, regardless of where you are in the standings. But right now you're tied for 6th, and there's a lot to be said with how you started the season to where you're playing right now.
Yes, sir. No, I think we're playing much better ball. Credit to Coach Layer, some of the staff, just for staying with us. Not kicking the dog when we were down. Being positive. The guys kept fighting, kept having a desire to win even when we weren't winning. Let's shore up our weaknesses, see what we need to do, and thankfully we've got some breaks, got some wins, and we want to keep rolling off of that. Both these teams are teams that are doing well. They're fun teams to play. We lost to them at their place, so we'd like to stick it back to them now that they're coming to our hometown.
And Jesse, before we let you go, it's been over 2 months since you've seen both of these teams. Is that a lot different than, let's say, Winthrop, where you played those guys within like 9 days of each other 2 times?
Yes, sir, definitely. I think, especially with the start that we got off to, we were playing. I don't think we were playing near as good a ball as we are. I think, they're going to remember certain players the way they played against them 2 months ago. And if you look at some of the numbers and some of the stuff that guys are doing, they're completely different players. Antoine, David, John Kelby, these are guys that have stepped up in a huge way as of late. So I think we're a different team, a different challenge. Obviously, they've had some improvements. They've had, made tweaks, made changes. So it's going to be a different game than was played at either of those places.
Jesse, for anybody watching this video right now, if you have anything to say to them to encourage them to come out to watch you guys play, what would it be?
Man, it's the last opportunity you're going to get to see us play. I know this time of year there's been a lot of basketball played, but come a couple months from now when there's nothing on TV, no college basketball, people are going to wish they had. It's a true blessing for me. It's kind of unreal thinking that, wow, I really am at the end, that this is going to be my last 2 games played on the Vine Center floor. It's weird. When I came as a freshman, you thought it was never going to end. You'd always going to have games, always have practices, but it's like, this is our last opportunity. We're going to make it a big one. It's going to be fun. It's going to be exciting. So I challenge you to come on out, support. You won't be disappointed.
It's Liberty point guard Jesse Sanders. We're now joined by head men's basketball coach Dale Lair. Coach, a couple of huge games coming up this weekend at home. How excited are you for these 2 games?
I'm just excited to see you in a nice jacket. Typically I wasn't sure you were wearing a jacket, so I was going to outdress you today, but I have no shot. You came with your A game, and I'm kind of a C-.
Well, traveling with you guys, I see the Armani suits you guys have, so I have to step up my game every once in a while too.
Yeah, Armani, yeah, sure. Add them all up, it might equal to 1 Armani.
Well, let's talk about the ball games coming up. Coastal, obviously the first one out of the gate on Thursday, a team that's kind of struggling right now, but still, nonetheless, Cliff Ellis always has a good team to come in here.
They're struggling right there in second place, aren't they?
Well, yeah. You take the last 4 or 5 games.
Yeah. I wish I was struggling like they are in second place. They're very talented. Coach Ellis is an extremely good coach, 650 wins or so. Coached against him when he was at Auburn. I was at Colorado State, and his teams were always good there. He's got a Hall of Fame type career. I think their team is really talented. They've got inside presence. They got guards who can make baskets. Grandigo is really good. Rafa is as good a scorer as there is in the league. Greenwood's playing really well. Pack inside is a guy that's a force. McLaurin blocks shots and scores. So they've got a lot of weapons coming into the Vine Center. We've got to play a really good game.
You talked about on the radio show this week about stopping them in transition. Is that one of the keys you're going to look for on Thursday?
Yeah, their defense, they block some shots. It feeds their offense. They get steals. It feeds their offense. So we've got to control what we can control and not be careless with the ball, not give them easy opportunities because they turn that into quick baskets and consequently runs that can be 8, 10, 12 points. And when they get that, it's hard to hold them off when they get on those kind of runs.
It's been over 2 months since you've seen Coastal. Obviously, your team is a lot different, but how are they different right now?
Yeah, I think they're probably very similar to where they were. They've got Neiman back, who did not play against us, and he's a guy who's started the last 2 years and gives them another lead guard who can play the two, who can make threes, who makes really good decisions with the ball. So I think they're a little bit deeper because of that. He gives them kind of a sixth starter, if you will. And but they're very similar. Grandigo is scoring it inside out, threes off the bounce. Kier Greenwood wins games down the stretch. I think Pack is better. I think McLaurin's better. So, again, I think it's a really good team, and we're going to have to play extremely, extremely good to have a chance.
It's head coach Dell Laird. Don't forget, tip-off Thursday against Coastal is at 7 o'clock. This is Alan York for LibertyFlames.com.